All right, so in Traveler Ross's most recent video, he tries to tie EBK Jaaybo to the mass shooting in Stockton. Oh shit! Oh shit! Now, I'm gonna be so straight up right now. I think bro is reaching. I think he's reaching to the damn moon. And as the video plays out, I'm gonna explain why. I know this is a narrative that everybody wanted to run with, but like I'm being real, I don't think that's what it is. But let's see what he got to say about it.
Trapmore gang, I've got some updates on this Stockton mass shooting situation, and it's looking really bad for EBK Jaaybo. I'm not going to lie. It's actually looking very bad for him personally. We've been seeing EBK members trying to distance themselves from this situation, but now lyrics are resurfacing from earlier in his career.
That is true.
That just looks so awful in the context of this gang war that's ultimately led to 3 children being killed, another man being killed, and over a dozen people being shot. That it wouldn't surprise me if the feds are really going to try and put him away forever for just even having been.
Oh, well, I did say that part. They are definitely getting RICOs. If he gets a RICO, I can see that. But anything saying he had anything to do with the mass shooting, come on, bro. Don't even start that.
Allegedly a part of the series
RICO,
of events
though,
that ultimately led to this incident. On top of that, the feds and the authorities, they're going really, really hard. They're putting up huge bounties, big money for anybody that can give them information to help them crack this case and put everybody involved away forever. And I would not be surprised if some of the people that were targeted in that incident that shot back are going to be facing serious jail time, because it sounds like the police have found several firearms that have been linked to the side of the shooting that was under attack and allegedly shot back. But first off, I want to show you this. The rewards have apparently been raised to $130,000 if anybody's got information on the suspect of this Stockton mass shooting. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives is offering a $20,000 reward for information on the suspects in the Stockton mass shooting. Okay, now I don't know why it says the rewards reach 130,000. As I was saying, they got 20K for any info on the suspects.
Those are separate.
But there's going to be more different departments. Okay,
dude, somebody in Stockton definitely knows what's going on, but in that city, like, people are afraid for their lives. If someone's willing to shoot up a damn birthday party, why in the hell would you want to tell on those said people? Like, just, there's somebody who knows. I'll tell you that much right now.
Money. So that's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives. And then a suspect has yet to be identified or detained. They're saying the Stockton mayor, Christina Frugasi, reported that Crime Stoppers, along with herself and councilwoman Mariella Ponce, are offering a combined $25,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those involved. The FBI and San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office offered a $50,000 reward, and the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation offered a $5,000 reward.
Damn, they want them bad, bro.
The FBI, after the ATF announcement on Friday, Stockton Crime Stoppers added $30,000 to the original award of $25,000. So now the total reward for any information regarding the shooting suspect.
It is over for whoever did this, man. A total of $130,000. Damn, it keeps raising.
Is $130,000. I'm not gonna lie. This is a community that has been down bad for some time. People have been telling me, I know people that live in the area, people have been telling me, yo, this area is desolate. People are hungry. People are starving. People are
not
really
enough to
getting
snitch,
it by
I'll
any
tell you that
means.
much. No, not
They're
that
saying
much.
this is not an area you can just pull up and hang out. You finna get robbed for everything you got. You need to be very careful out there. So it wouldn't surprise me if somebody in the community said $130,000. I know what went on. Let me get that. And you know what? Even without the money, they would be doing a service to the community, okay?
Nah, Stockton, they're scared, bro. They're way too scared to do that type of shit. Everybody knows each other out there. So if you do that, somebody knows you and somebody knows where you live, where your kids go to school, where your mom stays. Bro, nobody wants to be caught in the middle of that shit. I'm telling you right now.
I don't care what anybody says. Gang, we're supposed to stick. Like, I did an interview with somebody the other day who is an ex-gang member, did a lot of time. And they just could not fathom the idea that I would actually say, I want to see people in jail. But this is the problem. If you're in this mindset, all these gang members protecting each other, they're putting up a wall of silence to the police. These are kids that got killed. This ain't no snitching on your homie for doing a drill together. This is children who lost their lives, who deserve
I want to
justice.
see them in jail, bro.
Justice, and the community needs to heal. And $130,000 might just do it. So to any brave soul out there that's got information on this crime, I'm not putting up any money. I'm just letting you know, $130,000. That's a big down payment. That'd get yourself a crib.
I damn near would do it for free if I knew.
get yourself set up for
Come
life,
on.
and also put away just a diabolical, absolutely horrible person. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe going somebody, if you know who did it, you might want to go and collect that 130,000. I ain't gonna cap. But anyway, moving on to the next piece of news.
I would sell my
that's
own
come
brother
out.
out for that, to be honest. In this case,
This is kind of a very interesting aspect of the story. Okay, so this, oh my god, so many pop-ups. So this is basically going around. Okay, this is the news reporting about there being a manhunt underway for whoever was responsible. Okay, now I'm not going to read you this whole article, but it is truly a manhunt going on. They are looking, all right, for who did it, and the San Joaquin sheriff spoke on the manhunt, and they basically said on Sunday firearms were found on the roof of the banquet hall, but it's unclear if those were the ones used in the attack, because it was believed that shooting begun in...
Who in the hell would attack somebody with guns and then leave them on the roof there? Bro, it's obviously the people who were there hiding guns so that way they can have them.
Inside and ended outside the banquet hall. Withrow is confident that there were multiple shooters, and he anticipates investigators will be able to take all of them into custody. Just know we're coming for you. There's nothing you can do now. You've already created this havoc, this horror you brought to these families, the horror you brought to our communities, and we're going to get you. We're going to hold you accountable. Sheriff Withrow called the perpetrators animals and urged the public to come forward with information, even if it's possibly unrelated. Please, if you saw something, if you videotaped something, even if you think it's minor, reach out to us. Let us take that piece of the puzzle and see if it's part of this or not. We'd much rather get a call from you that's not related than miss something that we absolutely need to know. They are on your ass trying to find out what's going on.
Oh, yeah, it's over, man.
Shout out to my guy, Renegade Media. Okay, been doing amazing coverage of this situation. And he basically put it out there that the theory that the weapons thrown on the roof were most likely thrown by the people at the party who were shooting back at the attackers. Let's hear what he said.
Yeah, easily.
So, let's get right into the video.
Damn!
Now, mind you, if you look at the footage closely,
Where
you're
was
gonna see
that?
a red sweat.
I ain't see, bro. That's not the angle I got when I watched that footage. Hold on, I had a different angle. Y'all, we reacted.
Back
What
at
the
the attackers. Let's hear what he said.
So, let's get right into the video.
Oh shit! Damn!
Now, mind you, if you look at the footage closely, you're gonna see a red sweater and some gray shorts. Now, if you've been catching up on all this information about Stockton, you're gonna see that at that children's party, there was guns confiscated on the roof with shell casings. They're doing DNA matches on.
Ain't nobody would do a mass shooting and leave the guns there. If you think that, you're out of your damn mind.
All these shell casings. Mind you, guns on the roof. That means somebody threw some guns on that roof. They're at that party. I doubt the killers that did this to this unfortunate child's birthday party went there, shot at it, and said, man, there's a rooftop right there. I can get rid of the gun on at the scene of the crime and throw it on the roof. So obviously, Dougie's 3 and Nano, they're incarcerated.
And I gotta update y'all some more on that because a lot of people got some misinformation. Everybody wants to know what really happened. Let me give you the truth, at least on the Dougie 3 situation. So remember I said he was accused of pimping a minor, right? When he was younger. All right. The reason he's in jail right now is not only for being around felons, but it's also because he's not allowed to be around kids. Oh shit! Oh shit! He's not allowed to be within the vicinity of kids because he is a SO. Like he's supposed to be registered as an SO. A lot of people think it's just the whole he was around felons. No, it's because of that. He was 17. Allegedly, he did it to a 17-year-old girl. So they were both 17, but he got tried as an adult. That's the story.
Rapper right here, Nana, who came out with real murder music and had the nerve to criticize me and said I need to start using my platform for positivity and stop, talking about him and being a cornball. That's what he said on his Instagram, but I'm pretty sure somebody was running it, making that statement for him.
So basically, right, they're going to be doing DNA matches. If you was even there shooting back and you was part of this situation, you're in a whole lot of trouble. You are in a whole lot of trouble. And some of the guys basically, okay, 2 of the rappers who were targeting, all right, we've been talking about Nano and Dougie 3s, all right. Now reports are coming out about their criminal history, and it's actually very interesting. Apparently, they were arrested in 2024 during, and I can't believe they named it this, all right? I can't believe they named it this, Operation Boogeyman. All right, if you know the history and the music and the popping stuff in Stockton, calling it Operation Boogeyman is insane. This is EBK Jaaybo's song, Boogeyman, that dropped on April the 24th, 2024. And then this is the Stockton police operation.
I can't wait to see him try to relate this somehow to Jabbo getting in trouble even though he's incarcerated. I can't wait.
That targeted gangs and violence leading to several arrests in October 24th, 2024. And they're saying they called this Operation Boogeyman. All right, that's what they were calling it. That's what that's what was going around. All right, you making songs about the gang war, and they taking your song titles and they turning that into Operation, bro. This is why EBK Jaaybo needs to look out. I'm going to tell you a lot more reasons why he is in a lot of trouble in a minute.
While an operation targeting gangs and violence,
let's see this. It better be good.
More than 70 arrests and dozens of guns being taken off the streets.
Stockton police just made the announcement today. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras was there and has the details now.
The press conference took place here at the Stockton Police Department's administration building, and despite law enforcement officials opening themselves up to questions, many questions were left on the table.
If violence is brought to our neighborhoods, there will be accountability.
San Joaquin County law enforcement leaders gathered Thursday to hear and see the results of what Stockton's police chief calls Operation Boogeyman.
Bro, this is like... Yo, you know how bad of a look this is, right? Like, you know this is like, they calling the operation, they naming the operation after your song, bro. Like,
dog, that is hella old. What does that have to do with now? He's not going to get an indictment off an old operation that was meant for a gang that wasn't even his. Yeah, they used his song, but they used it to get on Banz's crew. And it's old, and he's already in jail. What the hell? How are they going to tie that to a mass shooting that was done last week?
You, like, bro, like, you... And when I show you some of the stuff that Jabbo... some of the other stuff that Jabbo had said in the lead up to all this shit going down, it's going to blow your mind, bro. Operation Boogeyman, you know? They heard that song, they said, all right, bet. It's going to be Operation F everybody next.
It specifically targeted some of our most violent street gangs, which were responsible for homicides and several shootings throughout the county.
But which gangs and cases?
I'm not going to give them the honor or space to acknowledge those gangs, but they know.
The chief also declining to detail the timeline when the operation began. He did say that $65,000, narcotics, 36 handguns, 14 rifles, and 1 shotgun were seized, and that officers made 74 arrests, but would not elaborate on the specific charges they face.
So... if you don't know, if you recognize a couple people.
And this is why I think Stockton is going to throw out some Ricos, because Stockton is so poor. They don't have the police. They don't have the resources to come and just individually pick out all these gang members and get them. They can't do it. There is a lot more crime and a lot more bullshit in Stockton than they're able to handle. So this is why I'm telling them, watch out, because these Ricos are coming, because Stockton is the type of city, I'm telling you, they can't wait to get their hands on the Rico. Because if they could take all of these people out with just one operation, they can hit up townhomes, they can hit up 8th Street, they can hit up Lewis Park, EBK, and really just come and really rinse the whole streets out off of one Rico, off multiple Ricos. I'm telling you, they can't wait to use this. And this is the first type of sign of it. They've already been trying to do little operations and shit like this. Now it's high profile enough they can get Ricos going.
All right. Seeing Billy Williams here.
Dougie.
Luciano
Nano.
Guerrero. These are the guys.
And Nell was in there too.
Nano and Dougie, who was basically all up in the party, all getting arrested now. It's not a good look, okay? So you wrapped up in Operation Boogeyman. My guy literally calling himself the Boogeyman. Bro, it's a dub.
They face.
Every gun seized from the street saves a life. Operation Boogeyman is one of the largest gun violence intervention operations in our county's history and perhaps the state.
Stockton City Manager echoing that pride.
We are winning. Crime is on the decline in Stockton.
Hell no,
it
it
is
ain't.
not by accident.
Overall crime
Hell
down by
no.
12% in the first 9 months of 2024,
that's old.
according
Yeah,
to city
yeah.
numbers. And for those who don't feel that decline in violence, Chief McFadden making a promise.
Our work will never be done until the victimization stops.
So a lot of people are getting cooked. All right. Now, what's really crazy, even though both of the victims who were at the party got in trouble and got arrested, they got arrested for parole violations, okay? But Renegade Media has now revealed that Flyboy Dougie 3's violation was actually a little bit twisted,
Yep, I told y'all.
Because word was going around that he'd been convicted of some heinous crimes, all right, and he might not have been supposed to be around these kids. And apparently his violation, reportedly, was failing to register as an S offender, allegedly.
Arrest record as they were facing. Maybe that birthday party wouldn't have been targeted.
And he's probably going to get also the being around guns and criminals. And now they're saying they're going to do fingerprints and all that. So let us find out. He shot those guns, violating parole, being around felons, being around kids as an SO, and shooting a gun at the ops in this situation like this as a felon. Woo! FBI, open up! It's going to be cooked for him in that case, man. It's bad.
But Billy Williams' arrest record, as you can see, I'm showing you proof. It shows the day where he got busted December 1st, where he was arrested on a parole violation. So I kept scrolling down just to see what kind of criminal background he is, because a lot of these gangster rappers talk about they got multiple bodies, but ain't none of them in jail for murder. Do love to beat on women? A lot. A hell of a lot.
I ain't even know that.
I'm showing you the charges.
I didn't know that.
One charge came up. Failure to register as a sex offender, and that was a parole violation. Now, that is a tricky subject to talk about because I do know the system has convicted people that have been exonerated or has convicted people under false pretenses and they still had to register as a sex
offender. And his thing was they were both 17, but I ain't never in my life heard a case where two 17-year-olds, you know, had an SO crime. He was yimping a 17-year-old, you know what I mean? Like making her walk the, you know what? And he got tried as an adult. Some ain't adding up if you like. I ain't never heard nothing like that in my life. I'm just saying.
Offender, trust me, I've been learning that for the last few years. But in this particular case, it was pimping a 17-year-old while he was a 17-year-old. So when I initially announced that I was going to talk about that for a little bit, do you know how many people were in my DMs are like, hey, bro, it was just pimping, bro. It ain't that serious. It's not like it was the R word. I'm like, let me show you how serious it really gets. Registering as a sex offender for pimping a 17-year-old as a 17-year-old just because they're of the same age doesn't make it a mistake. It's still sexual exploitation. Something like that, you just can't sweep under the rug. You can't sugarcoat it. And you sure in the hell can't dismiss it because it doesn't fit the narrow definition of a sex crime because we think of certain sex crimes in certain ways. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, hell no.
Pimping a minor, putting a child, in a position that she shouldn't be involved in the first place, even if she was her choice and she wanted to do it for you. Because pimping a minor isn't about intimacy, and it isn't about sex.
It's not. I don't want to keep hearing that, to be honest.
Yeah, please.
But anyway, okay.
Get to Jabbo. I want to hear about
continuing to search for the suspects, and unfortunately, this means more and more people have been pouring over some of the more suspect lyrics that have been coming out of Stockton.
Bro, hey, Trap Lore, I'm gonna tell you right now before we keep going. I came here for some shit. If I watch this whole video and you pull up lyrics to tie Jabbo to this mass shooting, I'm reporting your page, bro. Not on no hating shit. I'm reporting your damn page. That is reaching like a mug. Come on, bro.
For the last few years.
You better have some real shit.
In a previous update, okay, I talked about how people were accusing EBK members of being involved in a shooting, and this led to them jointly coming out and expressing their disapproval. All right? Stop tagging us.
Yeah.
We don't condone that. EBK Jaaybo 300. Violence towards kids is unacceptable. We don't condone none of that at all. Plus, we in jail. Clear our names.
Your friend Jabbo actually says he kills, like, we hit the moms and kids, but
from the shenanigans, free the innocent. Stop tagging us. We don't condone that. EBK Jaaybo. And no, we don't do nothing with kids. EBK versus everybody. We don't like y'all either. So we killing hella kids and stuff now? That's cool. That's cool. But then when we start looking back at EBK Jaaybo's lyrics, the Boogeyman himself, he invented Operation Boogeyman. Things start looking a little bit suspect. This is the track 2100.
Oh, no.
Murder after murder. Blood, you know what it is. F the babies. When it come down to it, they get hit. Smoke the kid.
Yeah, anybody who knows Jabbo already knows this. That's why, but I already told y'all, Lebo and them, they're doing that because they're the smartest out of all these dumbass gangbangers. They understand, this is Rico level. So at least they're smart. I'm not mad at them. They're smart here.
A stick. That's going to be a problem.
Bro,
that's going to be a very very big.
That song is from
problem.
2021. What the hell does that got to do with a mass shooting in 2025? That song was almost 5 years ago, half a decade ago. Come on, bro. That's reaching. So, what the... Bro, I can literally say... I can say my rap songs are all made up. That's going to have nothing to do with nothing, bro. Stop it.
On a 2024 track, Can't Save Me, he said, EBK Jaaybo, Can't Save Me, from The Reaper. He said, it ain't hard to get a B on your belt, grab you one. It's a body. We popped his kid, now we don't exist. He never had a son. All right. 2024, give that chain up. Talking about when I shoot, it's hard to watch out for kids. No cap, bodies drop every time they diss. It's not a good look right now, man. It's not a good look. And we love Jaaybo's music, but he made it hot for himself.
Dog, this is, like, I knew you were going to reach, but this is even worse than I thought. Like, this is just an L. Dog, he's in jail. All this stuff was previous to him being in jail. They can't tie it to him, right? And also, he hasn't done anything to affect that mass shooting since he's been in jail because he's in prison, man. I literally grew up with people who went to prison. They tell me you can't get shit past these dudes. They monitor the letters. They record the phone calls. Nigga, he can't even blink Morse code in there without getting caught up. You think he's ordering hits, mass shootings at a birthday party there's no possible way of him even knowing about? Man, this is the narrative everybody wants, but you forcing it. It's not there.
Okay. 2025. Long Live My Brother. Okay, this is the song. The little dudes be out here checking out early. Raise your kids, but you're talking about kids. The little dudes checking out here checking out early. Catching bees make me feel better. It's not a good look. All right? It's not a good look. It's very, very bad look. Right.
Really changes nothing.
And this continued through 2025.
This nigga's crazy, bro.
This is his project, Don't Trust Me. Okay. Now, the cover art, some people think he's kind of paying homage to Lil Durk's Loyal Bros album cover art here. Okay. Kind of, you can compare this to Loyal Bros 2, which ironically is also probably, I've said that this is the most flagrant example of self-snitching. Go and listen to this project and tell me that Lil Durk's going to be this case. I don't think he can. But unfortunately, on that same project
right
that
this
pays
time,
homage
bro.
to this
You right.
self-snitching masterpiece, EBK members are talking crazy. This one, it's EBK Lebo on the track Top Rank G's. Catch him loafing with his kids, it do not matter.
Yeah, I told you, bro. He just know the Rico coming. He's smart. But these were all previous to the occurrence. They can't stereotype like that. They can't say you rapped about something that had to do with kids before, so you're responsible for this shit. Bro, everybody in Stockton raps like that. Bro, not even just Stockton. Half these drill niggas rap like that. You got a lot of people to arrest if that's the case. You can't make assumptions like this. Bro, Trap Lord, you reaching, bro. You are reaching to the fucking moon. I don't even want to read your comment. Bro, I be telling facts on my channel and they be getting on me. I got grilled for telling stuff that was actually confirmed later as real hard evidence and shit. You came and reached with this shit? Oh, I know they cooking you in them comments.
Watched him Twitch after. Not great. And then, finally, on the very, very darkly titled track, It'll Happen to You. Same project. Hit the 5 trying to catch me one. You know I'm going to blow for Nick. Don't let nobody hear my brother name. I don't want to hear... Don't let me hear a dude say my brother name if you ain't spin. Through Sucker Block Reckless. Through the Sucker Block Reckless. We ain't watching for no kids. Stay outside with dudes. It is what it is. So we ain't watching for no kids. We're sliding through their block. Reckless. We ain't watching for no kids. They're outside with the ops. With dudes. Is what it is. Look, call me the feds, say I'm snitching, Jaaybo self-snitching, bro. This is a bad look. There isn't no talking. It ain't one example. It's not a reach. It's song after song after song talking about we'll kill you in front of your kids. We'll hit the kids. We don't care about the kids.
He didn't even name anybody specific. So what the hell? That by your logic, that means If somebody dies that he beefs with, they can just be like, yeah, back in 2021, he rapped about having beef with this guy. Shit. We could have used that to solve the Tupac murder, nigga. We could have solved the Tupac murder by your logic. Way faster than we did.
This is going to be a problem. And then we find out Operation Boogeyman, and you calling yourself the Boogeyman, this is a really, really bad look. It's no disrespect. I'm not preying on anybody's downfall, but like, Jabbo's currently facing a very serious case. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a full video on Jabbo's case. So I'm going to give you all of the context in another video.
All right, I'm sorry. No, we're done that. So, and you reached. I knew you were going to reach, but this whole time I thought you were going to say like something at least somewhat elaborate, like he was sending hits from prison, you know, because there's no possible way of that. I'm telling you that right now. But bro, your whole take on this is he's going to get in trouble for songs he made in 2021 that are completely unrelated to even the Fly Boys. Those songs were before this beef got mainstream. So that has nothing to do with this. I promise you, some of those songs, right? Actually, I've been saying I think Jabbo's the luckiest one because at least they can't tie him to that mass shooting. There's going to be zero evidence to say he sent the hit on that. Honestly, he might be the luckiest here. You over here trying to say that's gonna affect him. Bro, that ain't gonna do nothing. He has a very serious case. I think half of Stockton is gonna receive a RICO. He might be the luckiest, honestly. You are reaching like a motherfucker.